We're catching up with Dustin Lynch. Blue in the Sky is out now, and we're going to chat about this massive 6-week #1, Thinking About You with MacKenzie Porter, and we're going to get into a serious party mode talking about the brand new album. Sometimes, a song is a hit song. You know that it has the potential to be huge, but you just never know, a song's going to do what Thinking About You did with MacKenzie. Was there a moment when you guys started to see it, pick up steam and y'all are like, oh, this is going to be something huge? Or did you know it the whole time?
Well, we had indicators really early on that it was going to be a faster rising single than normally happens. And just because of how it was being consumed online. And what was fun about this whole process was MacKenzie's never had, a single on the charts in the States. So she's texting me like, hey, my team's telling me this is kind of cool and this is a good sign. And I'm like, MacKenzie, this is not normal. This is about to be mega. And so we got to see the signs early on and then just enjoy the ride. As the song started climbing, we were able to go out and play some shows, both she and I, and get to feel the familiarity come across the crowd each night and enjoy that. But you can't plan 6 weeks at #1. You can't plan a song to have success like that. It set a record for my career. It set a record for my record label, which is a feat that I can't even believe. I mean, Jason Aldean is my label mate. So it's kind of nice to have one on the old man now.
Yeah. Has he been giving you a hard time?
Oh yeah. No, we're best, we're really good buds and it's we're fans of each other. So I just like that now I've got one on him that he gets to try to beat.
It's so awesome when, as a newer artist, someone shares the mic with you and gives you the opportunity to meet all these new fans. And I have watched this with so much joy for her too, just to get to have that opportunity. It's very cool. And that's the gift that you can give a newer artist. It's you're giving them a huge opportunity to break, which is nearly impossible.
Yeah, I feel like MacKenzie's she's a super talent. And, as I've gotten to know her, she's a very hardworking songwriter and artist. And I think she's got a very bright future ahead. But it is, it's so fulfilling to, she took a risk doing this song with me. But it is fulfilling to provide, I guess a bit of a platform for her as a new artist to get out there and get some eyes and ears on her. And she's got great music coming that I know people are going to love. And it's one of those passions. I think as we go, I've discovered that I want to continue to pursue. And I've got my eyes and ears on some new artists that maybe are already in Nashville that I haven't really got started yet or haven't even moved to Nashville. But, in years past, I just love I love being somebody that a young artist or writer can lean on just for advice. I wish I would have leaned in a little bit more early on in my career. But, things started to change. Keith Urban's the first artist that believed in me and asked me to come tour with him. And since then, we've had a bunch of artists take us on tour. I've learned so much from them. So I hope to get to a point in my career where I can provide a platform like that at that level too.
Amen. That's so awesome. This is a very, very fun album. And let's just start with, the party mode as an introduction to the fun, I think feels very fitting. And it's sort of undeniably catchy, but here's where I want to go. I'm what phase of recovering from a breakup is party mode? Is it step one?
Well, it was the phase I was in whenever the song came to me. I'd just gone through a breakup and I remember, you have that kind of heart wrench inside. It's you can't sleep for weeks on end. You're looking like hell. And me and my buddies decided let's go into downtown Nashville and jump around some honky tonks. And we were in the Uber headed downtown. And I just remember this kind of sense of this weight coming off of me and this new freedom of going, let's embrace the unknown, and let's that's the past. And we got the whole rest of life in front of us. And that excites me. I think that's why party mode really jumped out at me, because it is a breakup song, but it's fun. It's a guy being okay with it. Kinda. He's also okay if she comes back. But in the end, it's for me, it reminds me about partying with friends. It makes me want to dance. And that's where I was at that phase of this cycle of recording. And I think I still am. We're going to continue to embrace the party mode all year long. But this album is fun. That's why I named it Blue in the Sky. It's optimistic. I learned so much about myself the past 2 years. Not being able to tour, my girlfriend moving in with me, did not expect that to be coming. And we went, what a wonderful journey that was. I learned just so much about what I want out of life, and who I am and who I want to be a part of my life. And so, yeah, I'm in a very great, I think, good spot, positive spot on a personal level, and right now professionally with where music is, and all these crazy things happening to our career. I'm just a happy guy, and Blue in the Sky really kind of puts the bow on top of all that.
I was just realizing, like, Cowboys and Angels came out 10 years ago in January. And I remember that song and being out and us working, our own radio stuff at the time. And just feeling like, God, it was so powerful. It was so different. Your voice was so cool. And, is that a different guy? Like, for you, when you look back at that guy that was putting that song out, does that guy feel far away or close?
No, I think it feels close. We've had to evolve country music since Cowboys and Angels come out. Just of how we write has completely changed in Nashville. That was before we even had tracks. And I remember trying to convince my producers, like, man, should we put a drum loop in this? No, that's too weird, And now literally, I feel like it's tough to write a song without some sort of drum loop going in the room. So it's evolved creatively for me in Nashville, and I think obviously that's going to carry on through the recording process. But we ended this album with Not Every Cowboy because I've been looking for. I've been looking on how do we circle back to where this started. And it just felt like with the 10-year anniversary with Cowboys and Angels coming up, I kind of wanted to tip my hat to it. Not Every Cowboy is that song. While we ended the album with that song, and it's a classic American love story that the world, I've realized the world's obsessed with the cowboy culture in America. I've got to travel to a lot of cool places, and everybody's obsessed with the Westerns for whatever reason. They have dress up night, and Japan, for God's sakes. And so, I think it'll never go out of style. That type of song is tough to write where it doesn't feel dated. Not Every Cowboy was something that came across, and it didn't feel like it was from 1997. I write a lot of songs where I go, man, it just feels like it's not something that my fan base would dig. Maybe I like it, and I wrote it because I'm a 90s country fan, but my fan base maybe wouldn't dig it. So we've written a lot of types of those songs. Pasadena is one that I wrote in 2013 that I think is still kind of leans towards the Cowboys and Angels guy. So, I mean, we're still, I haven't changed. You asked if I'm still the same guy. I definitely am. My influences are still the same. Outside of new artists, obviously influencing us all. But I'm always going to have that classic. I mean, George Strait, that's my guy, right? So I'm always going to lean and try to tip my hat towards the king every time I can.